Hi my Stampin' friends, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. My video tutorial for you today is to make this gorgeous little box with some hand stamping on the top, which I love to do. And inside this box I will show you at the end of the video when I fill the one I'm going to make, because this is a little gift for my auntie. She loves to receive little handmade gifts from me with little treats. She prefers me to send her little handmade gifts like this than I go to the shop and just buy her something. If there's something that was made with a bit of love like this, she absolutely loves it. So I am making this one for her, and then I'm going to make another one. And with the one that I'm making today, I'm going to give it away. So if you go over to my website, which is artypapercrafters.com, and you make a comment in my comments box on my post, then at the end of the week that this was posted, I will do a little draw and someone will win this little gift, and I will post it out to anyone who lives in the UK. So if you fancy a little gift box like this with some treats inside, just go over to artypapercrafters.com and make a little comment. Right then, so let me show you what we're going to need to make this. So today I've got a piece of perfect plum cardstock which measures 9 by 8 inches. That's for the box itself. You will need a piece of Whisper White that measures 6 3/8 by 3 1/4. A piece of mint macaron which measures 6 1/4 inches by 3 1/8. A piece of Whisper White which measures 6 by 2 7/8, and this piece here is the piece that we're going to hand stamp on. And this little piece here measures 3 1/2 by 1 3/8 and is used for our little sentiment. And then later on we're going to cut out and stamp our little flowers and the little ovals that they're standing on. So let's start with a little bit of folding. Oh yes, and this is the stamp set, one of my favourites, Blooms and Wishes. And instead of using the bigger flowers today, we are going to stamp with the smaller little flowers and the leaves that are in the set, as well as the leaf and the stamens I'm taking from this free gift, which is a free gift during celebration up to the 31st of March. You can, when you spend £45 in my online shop, you can choose one of these products for free. There's a choice of 11, and on the 21st of February they're adding 3 more to that, so there'll be a choice of 14 that you can choose for free for every £45 you spend. And this one is called Avant Garden. Beautiful little set, photopolymer and gorgeous little flowers in there and sentiments as well, so useful. So let's make a start and do our scoring. That looks a bit mucky on that side. Why is that? Right. So on the long side, we are going to score it at 3/4, 4 1/8, 4 7/8, and 8 1/4. Turn it round to the short side and score it at 3/4 and 7 1/4. So that's the scoring done. Nice and simple and easy. So all these products are available to buy from my online shop, and I can sell to the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. So let's cut our box up. So we cut in a notch on the inside only, cut up a notch, Right then, so our box goes together like that. So decide which is going to be the front of your box and which will be the back. So we're going to have this as the front. So this piece here, I want to round the corners. So my corner rounder does the job for that. And then we need some glue on our tabs. So remember that this is the front, the top, the lid of our box, because we've rounded that little corner. So we put the sides up. Fold that in. And fold that in there. And then this is the lid of our box, so that just folds down on there. Just make sure that those are good and stuck. It looks like that one needs a bit of snipping. It's better. So that's our box, and the lid shuts down like that. And so now we're going to do our decoration on our lid. So you need the top piece of Whisper White for that. And I have already prepped up my stamps. So if you remember, I said we were working with the smaller ones and also the leaf from the other stamp set. So let's start to do our pattern, and we are going to use mint macaron, and perfect plum, and I'm going to use, I think, rich raspberry today. So let's use those colours. So in order to get my design, I had a few attempts on some scrap. What have I done with it? Here it is. So you can see that this is my practice piece where I practice what design I want to make, and this was the design that I felt worked the best. So starting with this stamp, which is this one here, we're going to use the, what colour are we going to use? Do you know what, I'm going to change that rich raspberry for a yellow, because I've just realised that I want to do my stamens, so I want to do yellow. So we're going to do So Saffron, and we're going to do our flowers in the So Saffron. And what I've done is I've started here and then just space them opposite each other so that they're well spaced, like that. Clean that off. And then with the little daisy one, I'm putting that into the Perfect Plum, and I'm just randomly stamping in between. Now, of course, it's totally up to you how you want your design to be. This is just giving you an idea of what you can do. So then in the mint macaron, I'm putting my leaves, and just place your leaves in the design where you want them to be. I've got mine sort of popping out from the flowers. I think that's a good look. And keep turning them so that they face in different directions, and then that just gives a little bit more interest in the design. And then I'm changing that leaf. Oh, so hello there, sorry about that. Lost my battery power, went dead, and it just turned me off completely. I've had my lecture from my husband who says, I told you. So I've had my lecture and my smack on the hand about that. So let's carry on with this. Where was I? I lost my thread now. So I'd done some of the leaves, and I was just about to get a leaf from out of here and change that on the block for that one. Oh dear, naughty me, naughty me. So I'm just using another leaf pattern now, just to add a little bit of a different texture on here. And just add a few of those in. I think that's enough of that leaf. And then I've got these little stamens. Let's just change them. I've got these little stamens that come off of the Avant Garden stamp set. Very quirky things. And I'm just going to stamp that into the Perfect Plum. And I'm just going to stamp it down into the middle Can you see that into the middle of the So Saffron, the So Saffron flowers? So we're just going to stamp those into the middle, because I like my flowers to have faces. As a flower arranger, when I was being taught flower arranging, I was told that some flowers have faces, and when you actually look at them, you understand what it is. Like daisies have a yellow centre with white petals, and lilies, very often, they have stamens, so that's a face as well. And then what else? How can I describe? There are definitely flowers that don't have faces. I can't call any to mind at the moment, but I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. Now, because I like this little stamen stamp, I decided I would put some of these little stamens and dot them round on my pattern, because why not? You can do what you like. It's up to you. So I have just dotted those round, threaded those through my design, and then I'm going to do the same with the Perfect Plum. Just dot a few more of those around. It's just a question really of filling in any gaps that you might have in your design. And I'm going to do the same with the mint macaron colour, and just any little gaps that I see, I'm just going to fill them in with the mint macaron. I think that's pretty. I think that's enough. So I'm going to put that to one side because we want to stamp our sentiment now. I think I told you this measured 3.5 by 1 3/8, and I've just cut this with my triple banner punch, which is this machine here. Just trimmed that with that. If you don't have that, you can just cut it by hand. So into the Perfect Plum ink, and just stamp down towards the end for you. And that's the stamping done. No, it's not, because we need to stamp our flower. Oh, we're going to have our flower stamped in Perfect Plum today, so that is the bigger flower. I've decided to do this little flower here, and I've just put that into the wrong colour that I want. So I need a piece of Whisper White for that. So down on that, and up, and that's our flower done. So put these away. And then we need to cut out our little flower, so just cut that out by hand very roughly. So we've cut that out. And then using my Petite Petals punch, you'll see on here I've got a little centre to my flower. So using the Petite Petals punch and some So Saffron card, we're just going to stamp one of those out to give our flowers a centre. So that's that. Now we're going to start layering up all our pieces. So I'm layering up the mint macaron onto that bigger piece of Whisper White. The measurements I gave you, if you didn't write them down, go over to artypapercrafters.com and you'll find them there. Now we're going to layer up our nicely hand stamped piece. Like that. And then that gets layered onto our box. And that looks pretty on there. And we're going to stick that on in the flower on in a minute, but first of all we need to just cut out our little circles with our Circles Frameless dies. And we're going to cut that out with our big shot. So big shot over. Let me pull you out to touch so that you can see. So plates down, and I've got the very, very smallest scallop, and we're going to cut that out in the So Saffron, and the next layer in white. Plates on and run that through. Sounds like cracking bones, but it really isn't. Take these down there. Put our plates back. Right then. So we've cut our little circles using the big shot, put our little scallops away. That goes in there, that goes in there. And now we're going to layer those up, so we need some dimensionals. So one dimensional on there, stick that on there, pretty. And then with my little foam mat, I use the opposite side, that's for stamping with your photopolymer stamps. So what I did here was, I got my pokey tool and pressed in the middle of where that flower is supposed to be. There, and then I pressed in the middle of my Petite Petals flower, and you need a glue dot to stick those together. And that goes into the centre like that. Then we're going to get a little rhinestone Things are better with a bit of bling. Press that into the centre. Dimensionals on the back here, we pop 2 on there. And now I haven't shown you what I've put inside, so let's do that. So inside I've put 2 of these Highlights chocolate drinks, and these come from Sainsbury's. I think you can get them from most stores. Five of these sachets in a pack. So I put 2 of those in there with a chocolate bar, and they are perfect fit. And then we're going to use our ribbon. Can't make out whether to use that colour. I will. I'm going to use the rich raspberry. So let's cut a length of that off. This comes in the same set as this green one here. This is mint macaron. You get rich raspberry and delightful Dijon in the set of 3, and they are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, just perfect. They've got such fantastic quality, unbelievable quality. Ooh, I've done a bow and it ain't half bad. Ooh, fabulous. Love it. Then I've put a dimensional on the back of me sentiment, 2 I think, just on the top parts, and then slip that about there for you. Then our layering little ovals with our dimensionals goes on the top of that. Like so. Just move that down a fraction. And then we put our little flower on a dimensional. Gorgeous. Pop that on there. And what do you think? Lovely or what? And then we need a couple more dimensionals to sit on the sentiment. Whoops, what happened to that? 2 there. And that completes our boxes. What do you think? Lovely or what? Aren't they gorgeous? Lovely. I hope you liked that project today. And don't forget that if you would like the one that I made today, and you'd like me to pop that in the post to you, pop over to my website, artypapercrafters.com, make a little comment in the comments box, and at the end of the week I will pick a winner out, and I will then get the winner put onto my website, and the person who wins needs to send me their address. And when I tell you about the address, you will send me your address to SandraR@artypapercrafters.com. So that's all from me today. I'll be back in a couple of days with another project, and until then, it's bye for now. Bye.